Hey everyone, how's it going? This is George with FXCashBuilder.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about our system called the FX Cash Builder and how we utilize it on a day-to-day basis to trade the Forex currencies. Okay, basically our system is created using multiple indicators from various different sources, tested over tons and tons of hours. We've lost track of all the hours that we've used to test them, and we've also tested literally hundreds of different indicators to come up with the system that we have and that we also utilize, like I said before, on a day-to-day basis to trade forex and binary options as well. Okay, so right now, before we get into the heart of the video, I want to talk to you about the indicators. I'm not going to mention any names for obvious reasons, but I want to talk to you about each indicator and how we utilize them to help us trade. Okay, on the bottom here, the first four windows that you see here, the first four indicators. The very bottom is a trend oscillator, and basically with this, as I'm sure you can tell, the red bars would mean a downward movement in the market. The blue bars would mean an upward movement in the market. The one right above that is a MACD oscillator. Same exact thing. Red bars mean a downward movement. Blue bars mean an upward movement. The one above that is another MACD indicator. And basically, what you're looking at is, of course, same thing before. The red bars do mean a downward movement, and blue bars mean, that it isn't an upward movement, even though it does, go up and down, as you can see here. But it does mean that overall the market is in an upward movement, okay? And with this, one thing, when you get an alert in, let's say for instance you get a sell opportunity right here, uh, you're using this MACD to help confirm the validity of this trading signal. And how you confirm that is when the thinner white line is below the thicker white line. That helps you to know that you're in a potential downward movement. Okay, vice versa, when the thinner white line is above the thicker white line, it helps you to know if you're in an upward movement or a buy trade. Okay. Now the next indicator above that is a specialized stochastic indicator, and which is this yellow and red line here. And this indicator comes with blue and red balls. And as you can imagine, the blue balls mean potential upward movements, and the red balls mean potential downward movements. Okay, so that's the four indicators right there that we utilize in connection with our alert signal. So when we get the alert signal, we look over here, and if all these match up, and along with our other indicators, then we know we're in a good position to take a buy or a sell signal depending on the setup at that time. Okay. The main indicator that you're utilizing is this blue and yellow trend line indicator. This basically gives you very simple information. It gives you the currency pair, the time frame if you're using more than one time frame, and it basically tells you whether it's a potential buy or a potential sell. As you can imagine, the blue line is potential buying opportunities, and the yellow line is potential selling opportunities. Now, remember, you're even though this looks like a lot, you're using the whole system as a whole, no one or two parts about it. You're using the whole system as a whole to help you determine whether the trading signal that you're getting in from this blue and yellow trend line indicator is a valid trading signal or not. Okay. The other indicator that you get is this maroon and aqua looking trend line. Uh, that is basically just visual confirmation, and how we utilize that is you're looking for buys that are coming up off the lower areas of this trend indicator, and you're looking for sells when it's coming up off the higher areas of the trend indicator. Now, of course, uh, as we will mention further into this video, once we go over to all of this, you're not, you know, you, in this particular case right quick, just so you don't get confused, in this particular instance right here, even though the price action is coming up here, this whole thing is still in an upward movement, so you're actually just looking to take the buy signals, the valid buy signals, and not any sell signals until you're way over here. Okay. The other indicator that we utilize is this red and green trend line as well, and basically what you're looking for, your main key entries is when price action is coming up off the green trend line here or coming up off the red trend line here. And again, you're wanting to take you in the movement of the overall trend, because when you do that, price action is more fluid. It puts you in profit much more than if you're trying to trade against the trend, of course. Okay. The next indicator that we utilize is these yellow balls with the number 3 in them. So for instance, if you have a lower yellow ball right here, you basically be looking at taking, buying movements, because the lower balls are going to be at the lowest point of your downtrend, and the upper yellow balls with the number 3 in it is going to be at your highest points of an upper trend. Now, unfortunately, these yellow balls with the number 3s in them do repaint, because again, they're looking for the highest price point for the uptrends and the downtrends. Okay, so for instance, this number 3 could form over here, it could form here, etc. So basically, what you're looking at, again, you're just going to continue selling in the direction of the, or buying in the direction of the trend, or selling in the direction of the trend, depending on what trend movement you're in. Okay, but these just help visualize which way you still need to go, basically. Okay, the other indicator we utilize is it's basically a form of an harmonic indicator. It's basically throwing out patterns for double tops and double bottoms. Okay, this particular indicator right here is alerting you to a double top indicator, because this candlestick here is about the same length as this candlestick here, so that's a double top pattern right there. And then it's basically telling you that you potentially are getting ready to go into a downward movement. Okay, it doesn't always happen, but we do utilize it, especially if you're in a trade. For instance, if you get into like a buy trade right here, everything's matching up, and you get into a buy trade here, and you haven't quite exactly hit your take profit level, and this comes up, then you would want to initiate what's called a take profit stop loss, or you would want to initiate, the exit. Go ahead and exit out of that trade and just take whatever money you've already earned. Okay. Um, the other indicators that come with the system is just two standard MAs. And basically, when your yellow MA is above the blue one, you're looking, again, for the buying movements. When your yellow MA is below the blue MA, you're looking for your selling movements. Okay, so that's just another visual indicator that we utilize within the system. Okay, this indicator over here, this is basically just a trend percentile meter, and basically just telling you what the overall percentage is of the current trend. As you can see here, when the market closed this past Friday, or this past Friday, this particular pair was a 76% upward trend and 24% in a downward trend, because of course this candlestick right here. Okay, so when we get alerts, we not only look at uh, you know the overall trend using the trend indicators. We look at all four of the trend indicators on the bottom here, the the oscillators, as well as the two MACDs. We also utilize this indicator to see how strong the signal is. Okay, in this case, when you get the buy signal here this past Friday, all four of these were blue in an upward movement, and this was in a strong upward signal. So that helps you to validate the trading signal that you should be taking or looking at. Okay, this indicator on here to the left basically is doing the same exact thing. Okay, um, the higher this number is, the better. The lower the number is, meaning you're getting ready to lose the validity of the strength of the upward trend. Okay, um, this number here is your actual percentile of the current trend that you're in. As you can see here, this one's 76%, and this one's also 76%. Okay. Um, I don't fully this number right here alert you to what the index number is, and then these two numbers here. I also don't remember what those numbers quite do, um, but overall you're looking at the majority of this to be green for upward trends, and red for downward trends. And then these two orange boxes here, when you're getting a trading signal, let's say you're getting a buy signal, you would want these two boxes to be green and showing an upward arrow. And for downward movements, you're wanting these two boxes to be red, showing a downward arrow. Okay. Now this indicator up here on the top right here, it's basically alerting you to what the overall percentile of the trends are for the overall time frames from M1 to H4. As you can see here on Friday afternoon when the market closed, it was at the overall trend for all the time frames was at 78% in an upward position. Okay. So that's basically the whole system. The other indicators that we utilize is this calendar indicator right here. There is nothing, here as of yet. Only for the simple fact is my computer's having some internet connectivity issues. But generally, you will see upcoming news articles here. Your blue impact is a blue color. Medium impact is yellow. And then, of course, your high impact is red. And you can change the settings around to it to only show you like high impact or medium or low impact, but we leave it to show us all of them because the market can move on any number of news releases. Even low impact news can move the market quite a bit depending on what the news release is about. So again, that is up to you whether you want to leave it or not, but we do. Okay. Right here in this lower left hand corner where you can see this little white text right here, this is basically just telling you how many pips you are up or down, or how many points you're up or down. And a lot of people are pretty great at looking at the numbers on the side and can tell you right away if they're down or up 10 or 20 pips. Other people cannot. So this right here just gives you an idea, or not an idea, but it tells you accurately how many points or pips that you're up or down in the current trade. Okay, so this is the main template that we utilize to trade forex currencies with. And again, how we utilize it is, let's say here you're getting a buy signal from the trend line, and it comes in as blue, and you have a lower yellow ball here with the number 3 in it. What you're looking at to make sure this is a valid signal is A, is price action coming up off the green trend line? It is. Is it also coming off of the maroon or aqua trend areas? It is. Now, it doesn't always have to be coming off the maroon or aqua trend areas. It could just be coming off of the green trend line, and if so, then you're still good to go. Okay, with that, as far as that area right there goes, this is just more heavier confirmation, but again, it does not have to come from these lower maroon and aqua trend areas. As long as it's coming up off the green trend line, then you're going to be good to go as far as that goes right there for confirmation. The other thing you want to look at for a good buy, for a key entry, is for price action to be coming up and through both the MAs. Because again, right here, this MA, the yellow one, was below the blue. So when you got the buy alert, it'd be going past it to make the yellow MA above the blue to indicate an upward movement in the market. So that also helps you to know that it's a good valid signal. Okay. The other things you're looking for is from the four MACD or oscillators, and this one on the bottom, of course, we need to be blue. The one on the top needs to be blue. The third one from the bottom, this MACD, it would either need to be blue, as you see here, or you would just need to notice the thinner white line above the thicker white line to definitely confirm that you are going to be going into an upward movement. The other thing to look out for is for the stochastic line, to look out for a blue ball with the white X in it, and for the stochastic to look like it's going up like it is now, and then also of course a blue upward MACD pattern as you see here. When you have all four of these here and this is also looking like this, that's very valid signal, and you want to look into get into it. Now if you want to do a scalping trade, there is another indicator that is included in the system, and it's basically an auto take profit stop loss indicator. You can set the number to whatever you want. We set it to only take for 10 pips, which is 100 points. Okay, so for instance, right in this area right here would have been the 100 points, and then you still have more to go. So you would have definitely hit your take profit, and the trade, of course, would have closed out. The other way you could trade the system is if you want to trade trend wise, you would off of good key entry like this, you would take it from one buy signal to the sell signal. So as soon as you got the seller from here, you go ahead and take your trade out and take the money that you earned, and look out for the next opportunity, whether it's on that currency pair or another. Okay. The other way you could take profit is, let's say you get this buy signal here, you could take it when the price action starts hitting the red trend line here, or even the aqua or maroon trend lines. Okay, now I will say that not every setup will be the same. There are no two setups that are 100% the same on one currency pair. So your take profit will have to be based on your trading style and how you want to trade, the market and everything. Okay. Now that pretty much takes care of this template. Let's go ahead and switch over to a our other template. Be just one moment. Okay, so as you can see here, this template is basically just like the one you just seen. The only difference is we took off the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks and replaced them with just plain black and white candlesticks, and took out the black background and replace it with a gray background. Make it easier on some people's eyes that might have bad eyes. This template would work out good for you. Okay. The other templates that we utilize, this one right here is for binary options. Now, again, what you would want to do, it's up to you. But if you want to do a 1 minute time frame and 5 minute signals, then what you're going to do is just like with trading forex. Let's say you get this buy signal right here, and all four of these are blue or showing in an upward position, and this right here is also green, showing you an upward movement. Then you would place a buy signal from the 1 minute time frame for a 5 minute expiration. Okay, so if you see here, you got it right here. You confirm that's a solid buy, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You won that signal. Let's say the sell signal comes in here, but everything is blue except for the very bottom one. So even though this was a few candlesticks and you probably would have won this is actually an invalid sell signal. Plus you're trading against the trend because the trend is going upward. So you wait for the next opportunity, which would have been here for the next buy. Everything is blue. This would have been looking green all the way. So you were taking a buy signal for 5 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would have won that trade. Okay. Now when you get up here and it's at the end of the I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. When it's at the end of the uptrend, as you see here, then and you have the yellow ball right here, and you get a sell signal. When you look and everything is confirming it, you have the red MACD here, the red ball for the stochastic, the crisscross of the two white lines, the red bars here and here. Then that's a valid signal for a sell. So you would have entered and got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would have won that sell trade. Okay. Same thing here. Give you a couple quick examples. You got the buy signal here. It's coming up off the maroon and aqua trend lines. That's looking really good. Everything here is all blue or in an upward movement like it is right here. So you place a 5 minute, sell, 5 minute buy for your binary option. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good to go. Now, if you look at it and you can tell it's still got a ways to go to get over here into this area, and everything is still looking blue, still looking up, you can place another one. Okay, or a lot of traders will even place two or three right back to back if they know the signal is very valid, and they'll win it. Just to double or triple or quadruple their money. Again, that's depending on based on your trading style for binary options. Okay. Now give me 1 second here. Okay, so now when you're in like flat markets, kind of like this, where it barely looks like it's going down, this is kind of like a flat market with a price action. It's kind of going up and down. kind of crazy like here, what you can do is what you're looking for is for to take in the buys or the sells when price action is coming up off the maroon and aqua trend areas, or when it's coming up off the green or the red trend lines. That's what you're looking for. Okay. Now in this case, even though you got a buy signal here, you got a yellow ball here and stuff, it's an invalid because all these are still red except for the very bottom one. Okay. Now, when you got a buy signal here, this is blue, the stochastic is up, this is crisscrossing going up, this is blue, and that's blue. That's a valid signal. So you could take this up. Now, if you're trying to shoot for just a straight 100 points, depending on the currency pair and spread at the time, you may or may not get that 100 points. You might enter the buy here, and the 100 points is somewhere up in here. Okay, so in that case, what you can do is just take your take profit and just set it somewhere in here, or hold it until you get the reversal trading signal, and then exit out your trade. However you wish to do it. Okay, then when you get your sell here, you take a quick look. Stochastic's coming down. I got a red ball, red MACD. Crisscross of these two white lines, red, red, boom, that's a valid signal. I take a sell. And then when my sell is complete, I wait for the next signal. And then, boom, the blue comes in for a buying opportunity. Got my lower yellow ball here. Everything's blue and crisscrossed. I take my buying opportunity. Okay, so if you see what I'm talking about, price action is basically going from bottom to top, top to bottom, and crisscrossing like that. Okay, and then when you're in an actual good solid trend like this right here, what you're looking for is the buys. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is, even though this was a very short buy right here, if I get into a buy here and sell, I take profit, in order to take profit, say for 10 pips or 100 points, it may not even get there until right here. But because I'm setting my buy position in the same direction as the overall trend, then I know it will get there and hit my take profit. And that's what you're doing. Okay, you're looking to take the positions in whatever area that the overall movement is going to. Okay, let's see here for the and then again for the same thing here is you're looking to take in binary options on our template for binary options, you're looking to take the buys or the sells the same as you would in Forex, and that way the price movement is more fluid, it is more in line with where you need to go. As you can see here, this is what we call like the belly of the beast, where it's kind of coming down and then swerving upward. Okay, so like a signal here, when you get a sell signal here, everything is fluid for a sell signal, and you got an upper yellow ball. So you could take a 5-minute binary options trade here in a sell position, and you would have won it no problem. Okay, this here you would have gotten a sell here, but as you can see here, everything was blue in an upward movement, so that would be an invalid signal. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope this helps you all out. One thing you're going to get when you buy the system from us today, you're going to get all the templates that we use, all the indicators we use. When you upload them to MetaTrader 4 and then choose the appropriate templates, you will also get all the settings that we currently have for each indicator already uploaded. You will have all that, so there's no guessing on the settings we use or anything else. All the settings will be there, okay? You also have access to our paid members only group, where we throw out questions and ideas and all kinds of good stuff. It's a good group of people to be with, to help trade with. We do webinars all the time, we do videos all the time, we post screenshots all the time, you name it. Okay, you're basically, unlike other systems out there, you're not just buying the system and coming with a PDF template on how to trade with the system. You're becoming part of the family. The thing we want to see you do is to succeed. Okay, no matter what we charge for the system, even though we're only charging $20 for the system, no matter what we charge for the system, we want you to succeed with it. Okay, so that's why we have a pay members only group. Everyone's paid the same amount of money to get into the system, and we help each other out, become better traders, And again, you follow the system the way it's designed, the way it's laid out, you will have no problem but to succeed. Okay, you'll succeed no matter what. So we look forward to having you join the FS Cash Builder family. Once you do buy the system, feel free to send us a message so we can get you hooked into our Facebook pay members only group and get you set up to get all the indicators and templates installed and get you rocking and rolling to be successful in both binary options and forex trading, with your trend trading or scalping. If you have any questions, there's on the contact page. There's ways to get a hold of me. Feel free to contact me directly, and I'll answer any questions you have. Have a great one, and thanks again for your interest in the FX Cash Builder system. Have a great day.